AirTag put on my car where I woke up in the middle of a night and it was in the middle of nowhere. I had gotten set up. I honestly want to say that that was kind of like a sign from God and from my angels for exactly where you're meant to be at right now, you know? Guys, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to your girl's channel. If you are new here, my name is Brenda. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Today's video is gonna be another story time because you guys are like a bola chismosos and chismosas, and you guys seem to have really liked that last story time video that I had put up. So talking about that, a continuation of Joey is actually in the works as we speak, and it's gonna be uploaded really soon. You guys are not gonna want to miss that video, but you're not gonna understand that video if you guys haven't seen the first story time of Joey. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the description box so you guys could go ahead and watch that video. Again, you need to watch that one before you watch the new Joey video, so you guys can know everything that's going on and see how everything kind of like just connects one way or another. Enough of Joey, you guys. Anyways, so my story time, as you guys can tell by the thumbnail and by the title, this video is a story time about how I got my car stolen. And again, it was in the middle of nowhere, so it was really crazy. For background context, for my amigas that don't know, I do live in the state of Nebraska, and this happened as soon as I had moved back to Nebraska. Keep in mind, I had just moved back from Philadelphia. I'm talking about Philly, like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The same Philly where I got a AirTag put on my car. And I actually have a separate video about that too. And I literally, like, as soon as I came on, like, I did a story time and I have pictures on there and I have like all sorts of things. I'm gonna go ahead and put that link in the description box too, so you guys can go ahead and see. And it was really crazy because I remember, like, I reported it to the police and nobody like really cared. Like, everybody just kind of seemed to brush it off, and they were like, oh well, it happens, you know? And they couldn't do much about it anyway. So I was like, oh my god, like, if you guys are not helping me, I do not feel safe here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys, the same Philly where they put an AirTag in my car, the same Philly where they tried to break into my apartment, and the same Philly where I woke up in the middle of a night to somebody trying to take the catalytic converter. Hold on, let me look it up. When you come from a city that has so much chaos like that, you're not thinking that you're gonna come, you know? Like, I had just moved back to Nebraska, so I'm like, you know what, Nebraska's chill. Like, Nebraska's nothing compared to everything that happens out here on the East Coast or on the West Coast. And not only does Philly have a high property crime rate, but Philly also has a high violent crime rate, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, like, you're coming from a city that has so much chaos to a state that's more like, again, more chill. Like, Nebraska is, we're like in the middle. Never in a million years did I think I would have thought it would have happened to me more like when I was on the West Coast or more when I was on the East Coast, but it happened to me here. So anyways, during this time, I had just moved back to Nebraska. At the time, I was living with a roommate, and me and Aaron had our routine going. Like, the roommate that I was living with would leave earlier than I would to their job, and then I would leave a little bit later. So I would get ready, and then we would get Aaron, and then we would leave. Tell me why this specific morning, the roommate that I live with, again, this person would leave 30 minutes earlier than I would. And as my roommate is leaving, I literally get a call, and my roommate's like, hey, Brenda, like, I don't see your car out here. Your car got stolen. And I'm getting ready and I'm trying to process this information, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, what? What do you mean my car got stolen? Yeah, your car's not out here. your car got stolen. And I'm just there like trying to process this whole information, and I'm just like, what do you mean my car got stolen? Like, where are the pranking cameras? Are you pranking me? Like, what's going on? So yeah, I head out of the apartment building and I go outside to where my car was at. Unfortunately, at those apartment buildings, they didn't have garages or anything of that sort. So my car was parked outside. And keep in mind that during this time, the Kia Boys were a thing. Like, if you guys don't know what the Kia Boys are, basically they would go around literally connecting a USB charger to turn on the car and stealing the Hyundais or the Kias. That's why they were called Kia Boys. And of course, at that time, I had a Hyundai. And the Hyundai that I had, I think it was like 5 years old during that time. Well, anyways, yeah, the Kia Boys were a thing. I had a Hyundai. I step outside and all I see on the floor is like my window to my car. And it has a big hole in the middle of my window, like a big hole. And just like debris of my car, like pieces, literally small pieces of my car. And I'm like, still trying to process, like, no way they took Topanga. No way they took Topangs. Like, not my Topanga. My Hyundai's name is Topanga, by the way, you guys. Well, my Hyundai's name was Topanga. She no longer lives, at least not in my world. And I don't know whatever happened to her. But anyways, I'll get to that point. R.I.P. Topangs, R.I.P. Topangs. I'm still outside, like, trying to process. How did I not hear them start my car? Like, how did they take my car? I'm still trying to process the whole fact that my car was just stolen, right? I go back inside, I call the police, I make the report, and luckily for me, I had just gotten maintenance on Topanga. And in the vehicle, there was a paper receipt where I had like my first and my last name, and then I had my phone number. Honestly, I don't remember if I had my address or not, but I had that receipt. And like an hour, I want to say it was an hour or two later after I had made the police report, I got a phone call. No, it was probably like an hour. I got a phone call from this random lady, and she's like, hey, like, is this Brenda? And I'm just like, this is she. Like, who's this? Like, who am I speaking to? And she's like, did your car get stolen last night? And then I was like, hold up. Like, who are you? Like, how do you know that my car got stolen? Like, keep in mind, I was still trying to process the whole fact that my car got stolen. Like, I still couldn't believe it. She was like, no, hold on. The reason why I'm calling you is because we found a whole bunch of your stuff out here. And it was, I guess she was like the manager for an apartment complex. And she had found, like, one of the employees had found like a whole bunch of paperwork and just different things like all over the floor. She's like, normally when this happens, someone's car got stolen and they're trying to get rid of everything that's inside the vehicle, right? And that's why I'm asking you if your car got stolen. So I was like, yes, my car did get stolen. Like, where are you? And then I called the police back and I was like, look, like, I'm getting a report from here. I show up to the apartment complex where she's working at. And at first, I'm not even gonna lie, you guys, I thought I had gotten set up. But no, like, I waited for the police to get out there, and as soon as the police got off, like, I got off and I talked to the manager and I'm like, hey, like, I'm here, like, where's all my stuff? And she leads me to where there's a whole bunch of just papers on the floor, pictures, and like all sorts of things on the floor. And guys, maybe about 1/4 of those things were mine. The other stuff in paperwork and just a whole bunch of stuff that was on the floor belonged to another Hyundai owner who her name was also Brenda, which is freaking insane, right? But she was a much older lady. But I felt really, really bad for her because a lot of those pictures you could tell were like older pictures of like friends or relatives, like family members that are much older, that were much older, like during that time. And I don't know if they ever got in contact with her, But you know, when you have those type of pictures, they're valuable, you know what I'm saying? So I really did feel pretty bad for her. And sure enough, you guys, they had found my car not too far from there. I think it was like 5 minutes down, and it was by a tree. Like, that's crazy. And in all honesty, I genuinely believe that that whole incident was a blessing in disguise. One, because I was already having issues with the car, and I had put in a lot of money into the car already, and I only had $3,000 left on my loan. So I was putting more money into the vehicle than like what it really was worth. Like, when I would drive it, it would shake, or sometimes when I would press the gas, it would take a while to accelerate. It just wasn't in good conditions to be driving far distances anymore. And like I said, the car wasn't that old, but I don't know if it's that I didn't know how to take care of it, because I tried to stay on top of the maintenance as much as I could, or if it was just that I drove it way too much. Because keep in mind, like, this car took me all the way to the West Coast and the East Coast multiple times. So yeah, I don't know if it just had too many miles in it. It was just like ready to go, or what happened. I really don't know. But I was definitely spending more than what I should have on the maintenance. And I genuinely don't think that that was a coincidence. The fact that my name was Brenda, her name was Brenda. We both owned Hyundais. Like, we both got our car stolen that same night. I honestly want to say that that was kind of like a sign from God and from my angels, basically saying, like, you're exactly where you're meant to be at right now. You know, it just really sucked, because during that time I was moving out of that apartment that I was at. I already had a really big moving expense, but it honestly all paid off, because the insurance ended up giving me a check that basically paid off the entire loan for the car, and I was still able to get a little bit of money to like use on a down payment for a different car. So I kind of just worked out, but it just sucked that like I had to go through all of that, because for the longest time, like, I didn't have a car. And shout out to my tia Mariana, because she actually let me borrow her charger during the time that I had no vehicle to get me and my son around in. That we had just gotten our vehicle stolen, so we had no vehicle. We had to use Uber for a while, because we just didn't have wheels to ride in, you know. And yeah, my tia Mariana, honestly, thank you. Me and Aaron would have had to kept using Uber, and literally had no car to like go get groceries, no car to take us to his practices. I'm telling you, we used Uber for a while. And yeah, shout out to my tia Mariana, because she really helped us out during that time. Later, they found my car. Again, it was somewhere by a tree. Remember, when I went to go look at the car, I had nothing in the vehicle anymore. Keep in mind, I had just moved back from Philly. Like, I had just moved back from Philadelphia, you guys. I had a whole bunch of my shoes in there that I didn't want to get off at the current apartment that I was staying at, because I knew I was leaving. Like, there was no point in me getting them done and then, you know, taking them back out. I had a whole bunch of shoes. I had a whole bunch of bags. That's the other thing that like really gets to me. I had some really cute designer glasses in there. I had a lot of makeup. I had a lot of clothes in there. You guys, I had so many things in the car that whoever took my car, they definitely ended up keeping those things, because they were no longer in the vehicle. So, and even if I would have wanted to take the vehicle and like go fix it up or whatever, it just wasn't gonna work. It was gonna cost way too much to fix it up. And so it was just best that like I completely got rid of it. The right front tire on the vehicle was completely messed up, like completely messed up. They said that it must have been that when they were taking a turn, the person who was driving had crashed into the ¿cómo se llama la banqueta? And the vehicle, like, it just completely messed up the right tire. So you could tell that they like left the car there because the tire was no longer working, right? And it just kind of like completely messed up the vehicle. And yeah, you just couldn't turn it anymore. And so yeah, you guys, now I have my cute car. She's a cute Malibu. She's a white Malibu, actually. Her name is Griselda Blanco. Oh, I also forgot to tell you guys, the police told me, they're like, we found out who did it. You know, we were able to catch the people. And I was like, well, who is it? Like, shit, I'm ready to throw hands. And I don't even get down like that, but in all honesty, you guys, I was so mad. Just felt so violated. I felt so disrespected. But I did tell them, like, I want to press charges. And they're like, well, we can't really do that, they're minors. And they apparently just wanted to take the vehicle out on a joyride. But I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? But it's super messed up to me because, you know, you work hard for your stuff. You're taking the time to pay this off monthly, and you're so close to completely paying off your vehicle, and then some people just want to come in here and be mad, disrespectful, and they want to take your vehicle. Like, you got me messed up. So, but anyways, yeah, I didn't care. I still wanted to throw hands. Sorry, not sorry. No, but for real, I wanted to press charges, but because they were minors, I couldn't. And so I was like, all right, well, like, I really don't know where to go from this. If you guys have kids who are old enough to go around and do hood rat shit, please guide them, and please teach them that you don't do that. Because not only is it, one, mad disrespectful, but two, you're stealing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're stealing other people's stuff, and it's stuff that, like, people work hard for. Now, me, thankfully, I was in a position where I was able to get a different car, and I was in a position to where I had the money, the funds to get around. But imagine, like, those people that are living paycheck to paycheck, or imagine those who don't have that type of support, you know, the support that I had, like, from my family. Damn kids, literally, damn teenagers, like, running around doing hood rat shit. But enough of that before I get too much into a lecture. This concludes my story time of when my Topanga got stolen from me. R.I.P. Topanga, we know she's in a better place now. Sad times. But anyways, yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe, my amigas. I see you guys are, again, a bola of chismosas, a bola of chismosos, but you guys don't subscribe. Like, how you want to get the story time but don't want to subscribe? Like, how does that work? I don't get it. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Until next time, ciao.